1 Kings chapter 22. Vayethavu thaloth shanim, and they dwelt 3 years in Milhama ben Haram within Yisrael. There was not a battle between Aram and between Yisrael. Vayahi Bashana Hathalithith, and it was in the 3rd year, Vayered Yehoshaphat melech Yehuda el melech Yisrael. Also Yehoshaphat, king of Yehuda, descended to the king of Yisrael. Vayomer melech Yisrael el avadayu, and the king of Yisrael said to his servants, Hayeda'atem ki lanu Ramoth Galaad. Is it that ye have known that Ramoth Gilead is for us, or belongs to us? Wa nahnu mahashim miqahatotah miyad melech haram, and we are ones being quiet, still ones, from to take it from the hand of the king of Aram. Vayomer el Yehoshaphat hatelech hitilam milhama Ramoth Galaad. And he said to Yehoshaphat, Is it that thou wilt come with me to the battle at Ramoth Galaad? Vayomer Yehoshaphat el melech Yisrael. And Yehoshaphat said to the king of Yisrael, Kamoni kamoka ka'ammi ka'ammeka kasusai kasuseka, like me, like thee, like my people, like thy people, like my horses, like thy horses. Vayomer Yehoshaphat el melech Yisrael, and Yehoshaphat said to the king of Yisrael, Doroshana kayom et devar Yahweh, seek thou now, today, the word of Yahweh. Vayikboth melech Yisrael et hanavim k'arba'meot ish, and the king of Yisrael gathered the prophets like 100 men. Vayomer halehem, and he said to them, Haelech al Ramoth Galaad lam milhama im ihdal. Is it that I should go upon Ramoth Galaad for the battle, or if I should forbear? Vayomeru ale, and they said, Go thou up. V'yiten Adonai b'yad hamelech, and let the Lord give into the hand of the king. Vayomer Yehoshaphat, and Yehoshaphat said, Haen po navi Yahweh, is there not here a prophet for Yahweh any more? W'nither shamehoto, and we would seek from him. Vayomer melech Yisrael el Yehoshaphat, Od ish ehad lidrosh et Yahweh mehoto v'hani shenehetiu. And the king of Yisrael said to Yehoshaphat, There is yet one man to seek Yahweh from him, and I have hated him. Ki lo yitnabbeh alai tov ki himara, because he doth not prophesy upon me good, but only evil. Mikayahu ben Yimlah, Mikayahu the son of Yimlah, Vayomer Yehoshaphat, Al Yohamar HaMelech Ken, and Yehoshaphat spoke, Let not the king say thus. Vayikrah melech Yisrael Elisaris Ehad, and the king of Yisrael called to one officer, Wayomer Maharu Mikayahu ben Yimlah, and he said, Hurry thou, Mikayahu, the son of Yimlah. وملك يشرائيل ويهوشافاط ملك يهودا يوثبيم إيش على كسو ملوباشيم بغاديم بغورن petach ثغر شومرون. And the king of Yisrael and Jehoshaphat, the king of Yehudah, were ones dwelling, each man upon his throne, clothed in garments, in the threshing floor, at the door of the gate of Shomron. Wekol hanabim mitnabim lipnehem, and all the prophets prophesying themselves before them. Wayashalo Tzidqiyah ben Kan'anah Qarne Barzel, and Tzidqiyah, the son of Kan'anah, made for himself horns of barzel, iron. Wayomer Kohamar Yahweh, and he said, Thus Yahweh hath said, Behelet Naggah et Haram Adkalotam, by means of these thou shalt gore Aram until their finishing. وَكُلَّ النَّبِيِّينَ نِبِّهِمْ كَانَ لَمُرْ, and all the prophets were ones prophesying, thus saying, Ale Ramot Galad وَحَثَّلْيَهْ, Go thou up to Ramot Galad, and prosper thou, وَنَاتَنَ Yahweh بِيَدَ HaMelech, and Yahweh shall give into the hand of the king. وَهَمَّلَهَاكَ أَتْرَهَالَكَ لِقَرُوهَ مِيكَايَهُ, and the messenger which went to call Mikayahu, he worded to him, saying, Hinenah dibre hanavim pe'ehad tob elhamelech, behold now the words of the prophets, one good mouth for the king. Yahyana debaraka kedabar achar mehem Vidibarta tov, let now thy word be like the word of one from them, and thou shalt word good. Wayomer Mikayahu, and Mikayahu said, Hay Yahweh, ki et atra yomer Yahweh elai, oto hadaber, as Yahweh liveth, that what Yahweh should say to me, it I should word. Wayavoh el hamelech, and he came to the king. Wayomer hamelech helayu, and the king said to him, Mikayahu hanelech et Ramot Galaad lamilhama imen hadal. Mikayahu, is it that we should go to Ramot Galaad for the battle, or should we forbear? Wayomer helayu, and he said to him, Ale wahathallah, go thou up and prosper thou, Wanatana Yahweh biyad hamelech, and Yahweh shall give into the hand of the king. Wayomer helayu hamelech, and the king said to him, Adakam mahpa'amim ani mashabi'aka, until like how many times I should make thee to swear, that thou word not to me except truth by the name of Yahweh. Wayomer Raiti et kol Yisrael nefotim el heharim kathon atrehen lahem ro'eh, and he said, I have seen all Yisrael scattered ones on the mountains, like the flock which there is not for them a shepherd. Wayomer Yahweh lo hadonim lahel Yathuvu ish leveto b'shalom. And Yahweh said, there are no lords for these people. Let them return, each man to his house in peace. Vayomer Melech Yisrael El Yehoshaphat. And the king of Yisrael said to Yehoshaphat, Halo amarti eleka. Is it not that I have said to thee, Lo yitnabeh alai tov ki himra? He prophesieth not upon me good, but only evil. Vayomer, and he said, Laken shema davar Yahweh. Therefore hear thou the word of Yahweh. Ra'iti et Yahweh yothev ala kisoho. I have seen Yahweh, one sitting upon his throne. V'kol shavah hashamayim omed alayu miyamino u'mishimho lo. And all the host of the skies, one host standing over him from his right side and from his left. Vayomer debeko v'dehomer beko. And this one said, by means of this. And this one was saying, by means of this. Vayesh haruch vayamod lifnei Yahweh. Vayomer hani apatenu. And the Spirit came out, and he stood before Yahweh, and he said, I shall entice him. Vayomer Yahweh Elayu Bamah. And Yahweh said to him, by means of what? Vayomer, and he said, Eshe v'hayiti ruach sheker b'fi kol nevi'ayu. I shall go out, and I shall be for a spirit of falsehood in the mouth of all his prophets. Vayomer tefata v'gamatuchal sheh v'asheken. And he said, thou shalt entice, and also thou shalt prevail. Go thou out, and effectuate thou thus. وأتى هنناتن يهوى روح الشقر بفي كل نبي كاهل. And now, behold, Yahweh hath given a spirit of falsehood in the mouth of all thy prophets, these. ويهوى دبر عليك رعا. And Yahweh hath worded upon thee evil. ويجش Thidqiyahu ben Canaan. And Thidqiyahu the son of Canaan approached. Wayaka et Mikayahu alahalahi. And he smote Mikayahu upon the jaw or cheek. Wayomer Ede avar ruh Yahweh mehiti ledaber hotak. And he said, where is this that Yahweh's Spirit passed on from with me to word with thee? Vayomer Mikayahu hinnaka rohe bayom hahu ataratavo heder beheder lehehabe. And Mikayahu said, behold thou one seeing in that day, when thou come into the room in a room to hide thyself. Vayomer Melech Yisrael. And the king of Yisrael said, Qah et Mikayahu wahativehu el hamon shar ha'ir v'hel Yoash ben HaMelech. And the king of Yisrael said, take thou Mikayahu, and return thou him to Ammon, the prince of the city, and to Joash, the son of the king. Wahamarata kohamari HaMelech. And thou shalt say, thus the king hath said, Shimu etede bet hakel. Set ye this one in the house of the prison. وهاكيلوه لحم اللحث وميم اللحث adaboi v'shalom, and feed ye him bread of oppression and water of oppression until my coming in peace. Vayomer Mikayahu imtho v'tathu v'shalom lo hadiber Yahweh bi vayomer shim'u ammim kullam. And Mikayahu said, If returningly thou shouldst return in peace, Yahweh hath not worded by me. And he said, Hear ye, O peoples, all of them. ويعلم ملك يشرائيل ويهوشافات ملك Yehuda Ramoth Galaad. And the king of Yisrael went up, and Yehoshaphat, the king of Yehuda, to Ramoth Galaad. Wayomer melech Yisrael el Yehoshaphat. And the king of Yisrael said to Yehoshaphat, Hitahapesh wavoh vamilhama, to disguise himself and to come into the battle. Wahata levash begadeka, and thou clothe in thy garments. Wayitahapesh melech Yisrael, and the king of Yisrael disguised himself. Wayavoh vamilhama, and he came into the battle. وملك هرام ثوى شر هركب أطرلو ثلوثيم أثنايم لهمور. And the king of Aram commanded the princes of the chariotry which was for him 32, saying, Lo hatillahamu et qaton ve et gadol. Ye shall not battle with small or with a great one. Ki im et melech Yisrael levado, except with the king of Yisrael alone. Vayahi kerahot share harakab et Yehoshaphat. And it was, as the princes of the chariotry saw Yehoshaphat, وَهِمَّهَامَرُوا أَكَمَلَكِ يِشْرَائِيلَهُ. And they said, But the king of Yisrael he is. وَيَاسُرُوا عَلَيْهُ. And they turned over him, لِهِلَّهِمْ, to battle. وَيَزَعَقْ Yehoshaphat. And Yehoshaphat cried out, وَيَهْيَ كِرَهُوتَ شَرِّ هَرَّكَبْ. And it was in the seeing of the princes of the chariotry, Kilo melech Yisrael, that it was not the king of Yisrael. وَيَثُوبُ مَعَخَرَيْهُ. Also they turned or returned from after him. وَهِي شَمَا شَكَ بَقَشَتْ لَثُمُّ. And a man drew by the bow for his simplicity. وَيَكَّ et melech Yisrael. And he smote the king of Yisrael, ben Hadavakim, ben Hashiryan, between the joints and between the armor. Wayomer l'rakavo. And he said to his chariot driver, Hafokayadaka Ohoshiheni Minhamahana ki hoholeti. Turn thou thy hand, and bring thou me out from the camp, for I am wounded. Wata'ale hamilhama bayom hahu. And the battle went up in that day. Wahamelech haya Mu'ammad b'merkava nokah Aram. And the king was one having been stood in the chariot against Aram, opposite Aram. Wayamot Bagharb. And he died in the evening. Wayithaq Damahamakah. الحيق الراكب, and the blood of the wound poured out to the hollow of the chariot. ويعبر حرنا بمحنه, and the cry one passed in the camp, كبوه هشمش ليمور, as the coming of the sun, saying, Isha ela ero, Isha ela harcho, a man to his city, and a man to his land. Wayamothamelech, and the king died. Wayavo Shomron, and he was brought or came to Shomron. Wayikberu etahamelech b'Shomron, and they buried the king in Shomron. Wayishetope etaharekab, and they washed the chariot alaberekata Shomron, upon the pool of Shomron. Wayaloku hakalabim et damo, and the dogs lapped his blood. Wahazonot rahashu, and the prostitutes washed themselves. Kidabar Yahweh atra diber, according to the word of Yahweh, which he worded. ويتر دبر أخاب وكل أتر عاشا وبيت هاشين أتر بانا وكل هعاريم أتر بانا ألوههم كتوبيم على سفر دبر هياميم لملك يشرائيل. And the rest of the words or things of Ahab, and all which he effectuated, and the house of the tooth, that is the house of ivory, which he built, and all the cities which he built, is it not that they are written things upon the book of the words of the days for the kings of Yisrael? Why Yeshakab Ahab Emahavotaiw, and Ahab lay with his fathers. Why Yemeloka Ahazayahu beno Tahataiw, and Ahazayahu his son reigned in his place. Yehoshaphat ben Asa Malak ala Yehuda, and Yehoshaphat the son of Asa reigned over Yehuda. Bishanata Arba'a le'Achab Melech Yisrael, in the 4th year for Ahab king of Yisrael. Yehoshaphat ben Tholothim v'chamesh shana b'Moloko. Yehoshaphat was the son of 35 years in his reign. Ve'esherim v'chamesh shana malak b'Yerushalem, and 25 years he reigned in Yerushalem. V'shemehimo Azubah bat Shilhi, and the name of his mother was Azubah, the daughter of Shilhi. Vayelek b'kol derek Asa abiu, and he walked in all the way of Asa his father. Lo hasar mimenu, he turned not from it. La'ashot haryashar be'enei Yahweh, to effectuate the upright in the eyes of Yahweh. Akahabamot lo hasaru, but the high places did not turn aside. Or the ha'am medabhim umaqattarim babamot, still the people was one's sacrificing and one's burning incense in the high places. Vayashalem Yehoshaphat im melech Yisrael, and Yehoshaphat made peace with the king of Yisrael. V'yeter divrei Yehoshaphat ugaburat ater asha v'ater nilham halohem ketuvim al sefer divrei hayamim lemalchei Yehuda, and the rest of the words or things of Yehoshaphat, and his might which he effectuated, and what or how he battled, is it not that they are written things upon the book of the words of the days for the kings of Yehudah. V'yeter HaKadesh, and the rest of the Sodomites, Atar Nishar B'yamei Hasahaviu, which remained in the days of Asa his father, Be'er Minharesh, he burnt off from the land. V'melech Behedom Nithab Melech, and a king there was not in Edom, a deputy, one standing, was a king. Yehoshaphat Asha Oniot Tarshish La Leket Hopirah. Yehoshaphat effectuated ships of Tarshish to go to Ophir, La Dhahab, for the gold, Ulo Halak, and they went not. Ki Nishabaru Oniot Be'ethion Gaber, because the ships were broken in Ethion Gaber. Azahamar Ahaziyahu ben Achab el Yehoshaphat Yeleku Abadai em Abadaka Bohaniot. Then Ahaziyahu the son of Ahab said to Yehoshaphat, let my servants go with thy servants in the ships. Velohava Yehoshaphat, but Yehoshaphat willed not. Vayishkab Yehoshaphat emahavotayu, and Yehoshaphat lay with his fathers. Vayikaber emahavotayu be'ir David haviu, and he was buried with his fathers in the city of David his father. Vayimelok Yehoram beno tahatayu, and Yehoram his son reigned in his place. Ahaziyahu ben Ahab malaka ala Yisrael b'Shomeron b'shanat sheba eshareh liYehoshaphat melech Yehudah. Ahaziyahu the son of Ahab reigned over Yisrael in Shomeron in the 17th year for Yehoshaphat king of Yehudah. Vayimelok ala Yisrael shnatayim, and he reigned over Yisrael 2 years. Vayash hara be'enei Yahweh, and he effectuated the evil in the eyes of Yahweh. Vayelek b'derek haviu u'b'derek himmo u'b'derek Yorva'am ben Nevat atar heheti et Yisrael, and he walked in the way of his father, and in the way of his mother, and in the way of Yorbaam the son of Nevat, which caused Yisrael to sin. Vayavod et ha-Baal, and he served the Baal. Vayeshetahaweh lo, and he bowed himself to worship to him. Vayaches et Yahweh Elohei Yisrael kekol atra asha aviu, and he provoked Yahweh God of Yisrael to anger, like all that his father had effectuated.